This tutorial covers how students register for classes through Self Service Aiken. So once a student has met with their advisor and their registration window has opened and they don't have any other registration holds, they're ready to complete registration through Self Service Aiken. They'll start by logging into Self Service Aiken and going to the Student tab and then the Registration tab. When they click on registration, that will take them to a page that looks like this. And to actually register for classes, they'll go to the Register for Classes link here. That would bring them to a page that looks like this. Completing registration is essentially a two-part process. First, they have to add a class and add it to their summary box, which we'll look at in a minute. Once a class is in the summary box, they then need to click Submit to complete registration. There's a couple of different ways to find a class to add it to their course summary. The default option is this tab called Find Classes, and that will give students the option to look up a class by campus. So they should enter USC Aiken, and then by subject. They don't have to enter a course number, but if they are looking for a specific class, they can enter a course number here. They should make sure to include the A before the 3-digit course number, just to make sure that they're looking at classes at Aiken. Once they've entered the campus, subject, and course number and hit search, that will show all of the sections of that specific course or all of the sections offered in a subject for the term that they're searching for. They can also use this Enter CRNs tab if they have already looked up all their classes before registration and know what specific section they want to register for and have the CRN for those sections. The Enter CRN option is a good way to enter all the CRNs for the classes and then hit Add to Summary. So it's a way to add all of the classes to your summary at once without having to look them up individually. If a student does use the Find Classes option when they search for a class, for example, if we were searching for beginning Spanish, it will show all of the sections that are being offered in that class. When they find the section they want to add, they'll hit this Add button on the right-hand side, and that will add the class to their summary box that looks like this. Adding a class to your summary box does not register a student for the class quite yet. You'll see the status still shows as pending. So to complete the registration, they need to hit the Submit button, and that will move the class from pending to registered. These classes that have the green registered box means that the student is registered for the class. If a student hits Submit and they receive an error message, for example, the class has a prerequisite that the student hasn't completed yet, or the section they're trying to register is full, they'll get that error message when they hit Submit. Sometimes a student will ask how they add themselves to the waitlist for a class. They can do that with this drop-down menu here. Instead of selecting web registered in the drop-down, they can select waitlist and then hit submit, and that will add them to the waitlist for the class. So those are the steps that a student will complete to do course registration through Self Service Aiken.